Hi everyone, I am Rasha Osama. I am an architect and interior designer. Let's start our course How to be an interior designer without graduation from the college. At this course, we will talk about the interior design styles and mood, and how to create a mood board and how to create a material board. It's too important to the client to see the materials you will use at his design. He will be so interested to see the contrast of the colors of the materials you will use, the texture of the marble, the texture of the fabrics, and all the materials at his design. To be an interior design, first of all, you need to create your own portfolio. It's a very important step. Creating a portfolio is to collect all the projects you have made before and put it in a presentation, mood board, material board, 3D shots, before and after shots. All of these photos will help your client to see what you are capable to do or to design. Okay, second, you need to learn how to create mood board. What is mood board? Mood board is a collage of images to show your client the design concept and style. It is the first step to show your client how you see his space. Creating a good mood, explain your design to the client. Second, you need to create a material board. Material board is gathering photos or materials. If you have a physical samples, it will be help to create a collage of the marble, paint color, fabrics, all the material you will use in his design, and make a board to the client to see the materials he will use and give you a comments. He will like this color, no, he will want to add another material. It's really very important. You need to create 4 copies of your portfolio: PDF copy and a physical one and soft one on your website, and the fourth one to be at the social media. Then you need to learn technical drawings. You need to learn how to sketch floors, plans, and elevations. It's very important to learn about the spaces, dimensions, and how to create your own design with the actual dimension you will use. It's a must to learn it if you want to be an interior designer. Also, you need to go to the showrooms for different suppliers for materials and colors and furniture. Be familiar with the latest design and prices and materials to be updated with the market and with the new ideas. After that, you need to practice. You should train your eye and start with your own room, your own office, and we will explain how to do it at this course. Then you can offer to decorate one of your family's member flat or office. After you doing all this design, you can take a good picture of your designs, whatever it's a room or office or flat, and share it in your social media. Also, you need to improve your social skills. Most people hiring you because they feel they can trust you. So you need to be so polite, so helpful, and a good listener to your client. A small tip: don't go overboard with learning software programs at the first. I think Photoshop is extremely useful for coloring floors and plans, changing furniture colors, and editing photos. Later on, if you will work on a big project, you can learn AutoCAD, or you can also learn a 3D programs like SketchUp, or hiring a freelancer designer for the 3D shots. I believe he will save you a lot of hours of learning the software and hours in creating the model, and honestly, his result will be better than yours just because he is a professional. You don't need to learn all the things At the first, you can start small. At the end, you need to spread to the world and ask all your family and friends that if they need an interior design, you can help them. Don't forget to share your
Now
website
we
with
will
them
talk
and
about
you will
the
surprise
interior
at the
design
end.
styles.
Today we're diving into the fascinating world of interior design. It's amazing how the right design can completely transform a space, taking it from simple to stunning, from ordinary to a reflection of your unique personality. We'll explore some of the most popular styles and looks that can transform any space, from ultra-modern to rustic charm. Just like finding the perfect piece to finish a room, discovering your design style is a journey. So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's discover the world of interior design together.
Picture this: clean lines, minimalist furnishings, and maybe a touch of chrome. That's the essence of ultra-modern design. It's all about embracing a less is more approach without sacrificing an ounce of style. Think cutting-edge technology blending seamlessly with sleek surfaces. Imagine open floor plans bathed in natural light, where every detail serves a purpose. It's about creating a space that feels both futuristic and inviting. Modern design shares similarities with its ultra-modern cousin, but with a slightly softer edge. It's like the heart of the home decided to embrace clean lines and a monochromatic color palette. Think natural textures like wood and leather, adding warmth to those simple silhouettes. Modern design is about creating a space that's both functional and effortlessly chic.
Neoclassic design is like taking a beautiful antique and giving it a modern makeover. It's about honoring those classic elements. Think elegant moldings and symmetrical layouts, but with a fresh perspective. Imagine pairing a vintage chandelier with sleek, modern furniture, or adding a touch of bold color to a room filled with antique accents. It's the perfect blend of old and new. Classic design is like that timeless storybook, always elegant, always sophisticated, and full of charm. Think rich colors, luxurious fabrics, and those intricate details that whisper stories of the past. Imagine walking into a room with ornate crown molding, plush velvet sofas, and maybe a roaring fireplace. Classic design is about surrounding yourself with beauty that never goes out of style.
Now, if you love mixing and matching, then eclectic design is calling your name. It's all about breaking the rules and creating a space that's uniquely you. Think globally inspired textiles, vintage finds, and unexpected pairings. Imagine a room where a mid-century modern sofa sits happily next to an antique rug, and a collection of travel souvenirs tells a story. Eclectic design is about letting your personality shine through.
Contemporary design is like that ever-evolving friend, always on top of the latest trends and embracing the newest ideas. It's about creating a space that feels fresh, current, and ready for anything. Think sleek lines, bold colors, and sustainable materials, all working together to create a look that's both stylish and conscious. It's about embracing the now while keeping an eye on the future of design.
Traditional design is like a warm hug on a chilly evening. Cozy, familiar, and oh so inviting. It's about surrounding yourself with classic elements that stand the test of time. Think plush sofas, floral patterns, and maybe a touch of antique brass. Imagine family gatherings around a fireplace, the soft glow of lamplight, and the comforting scent of something delicious baking in the oven.
Art Deco design is like that glamorous friend who knows how to make an entrance. It's all about bold geometric patterns, luxurious materials, and colors that pop. Think shimmering gold accents, rich velvet upholstery, and maybe even a touch of animal print. Art Deco is about creating a space that feels both elegant and exciting, like stepping into a glamorous party from another era.
Close your eyes and imagine the feeling of sand between your toes and the sound of waves crashing on the shore. That's the essence of beach-style design. It's about bringing the serenity of the coast into your home. Think light, airy colors, natural materials like rattan and linen, and maybe a few nautical touches. Beach style is about creating a space that feels relaxed, refreshed, and ready for lazy days spent soaking up the sun. Country-style design is all about embracing the simple life. It's about creating a space that feels warm, inviting, and full of rustic charm. Think cozy quilts, weathered wood furniture, and maybe a collection of vintage enamelware in the kitchen. Country style is about surrounding yourself with things that feel both comfortable and full of character.
English-style design is like stepping into a classic novel, elegant, refined, and full of history. Think rich colours, luxurious fabrics like velvet and tapestry, and maybe even a touch of floral chintz. Imagine curling up with a good book in a room with dark wood panelling, a roaring fireplace, and a collection of antique books lining the shelves. English style is about creating a space that feels both grand and inviting. French style design is like that effortlessly chic friend who always looks amazing without even trying. It's about creating a space that feels both sophisticated and inviting. Think elegant curves, delicate details, and a palette of soft, muted colours. Imagine a bedroom with a beautiful chaise lounge, a vintage chandelier casting a soft glow, and maybe a bouquet of fresh flowers on the nightstand. French style is all about creating a space that feels both romantic and timeless.
Indian style design is a feast for the senses. It's all about vibrant colors, rich textures, and intricate patterns that tell stories of ancient traditions. Imagine a room filled with colorful textiles, ornate furniture, and maybe even a touch of traditional Indian art. Indian style is about creating a space that feels both exotic and welcoming, a true reflection of India's vibrant culture.
Rustic style design is like a breath of fresh air, embracing the beauty of nature and the imperfections that make it unique. Think reclaimed wood, exposed beams, and maybe a collection of vintage tools artfully displayed. Imagine a cozy cabin in the woods, a crackling fire, and the scent of pine needles filling the air. Rustic design is about creating a space that feels both grounded and full of character.
Thanks for watching. We hope you found some inspiration for your next interior design project. Remember, the most important thing is to create a space that feels like home, a reflection of your unique style and personality. Now that you've had a taste of different design styles, it's time to start exploring what speaks to you. Don't be afraid to mix and match, experiment, and have fun with it.
After we watch all the interior design modes, let's talk about each one individually. We will start with comparing each two modes together. Let's start with Art Deco vs Contemporary. Art Deco. Art Deco is a short for the French art decorative. It's a style of visual arts, architecture, and product design. The first appeared in Paris in the 1910s, and then in the United States and Europe during the 1920 to early of 1930. Through styling and design of the exterior and interior of anything from large structure to small objects, including how people look, clothing, and fashion. Art Deco has influenced bridges, buildings, trains, cars, trucks, buses, furniture, and everyday objects, including radios and vacuum cleaners. Art Deco interior design is defined by several key characteristics, such as geometric shapes, also the rich colors, also slick lines, clean, streamlined shapes are also luxurious materials, from mirror and chrome to glass, lacquer, velvet, marble, zebra skin, and gold. The use of high-end materials is fundamental in Art Deco interiors. The history of Art Deco: an elegant living room with a salmon pink tuft sofa, two patterned armchair, a decorative wall with a green geometric pattern, and a muppet lamps on both sides. A coffee table with books and vases sits in the center on top of a light rug, with one pendant light hanging above. The Art Deco movement, known for its luxurious character, swept through the world of design and architecture in the early 20th century. Its legacy remains alive and relevant in the design world today. Origin of Art Deco: an Art Deco style wall with elaborate golden designs on a dark background and a stylish back leather chair on the right side of the image. Always use strong colors and pattern in each space and each room. Contemporary style. Unlike modern design, contemporary design doesn't refer to a specific period of time. It's always improved to reflect the popular style of present day. It borrows quality from modern and Art Deco and other global styles, without focusing on any one in particular. So, contemporary design, there are a few qualities that helps define the contemporary style. Natural palettes, stark minimalism, clean lines, and organic silhouettes are some of the outstanding characteristics you can see at the contemporary style. You can expect to see material including nickel, steel, and chrome, also combined with natural textures like hemp or jute. It's new. We use less colors. Black is the most color you will see at the contemporary style. Modern style started at the 21st century, but contemporary was started at the 20s. The difference between modern style and contemporary that we can add color or accent like gold or brass, but at contemporary we don't use color, only black or white, maybe the shades of yellow or gray. At this lecture, you need to do an exercise by searching on Pinterest for interior design styles by name of each one and train yourself and your eye to learn the difference between each one. Modern style vs industrial style. Industrial style. It's a style inspired by the noble look of warehouse, factories, and industrial spaces. The decor includes stripped-down architectural details, including the use of bare bricks, metal, and wood, as well as recycled materials. Industrial styles refer to an aesthetic trend in interior design that takes from old factories and industrial spaces that in recent years have been converted to loft and other living spaces. There are 4 types of industrial style. The 4 types of industrial styles are product design, transportation design, environmental design, and interaction design. Each type focuses on specific objects, allowing business to choose the right approach for their products. Industrial design is all about creating products that not only looks good but also work well. Then about things we use every day like phone, vacuum cleaners or chairs. Color are always shades of gray. Ceiling color usually is black or dark gray. And usually we don't use a false ceiling. Flooring, usually concrete effect, and all the material are rough. Modern style. What is modern interior design style? What is defining elements of modern design? If your client looking to use the modern look in his home, consider the following modern design ideas. Number 1. Clean lines. Modern homes are constructed with clean and straight lines. Number 2. Natural colors. Modern style steers clear of bright colors in favor of a monochromatic natural color palette. Think white, beige, gray, black, and pastel tones. Number 3. Open floor plan. Use furniture instead of walls to separate between the spaces. For example, a kitchen island can separate a kitchen from the dining room, and a sectional sofa can bring definition to an open living room. Number 4. Low and long furniture. Long furniture pieces situated low to the ground can give your home a modern look. If they are also made from natural materials like wood or metal, leather, and fabric. Also wood veneers, glass, chrome, steel, and concrete. How can I make my bedroom look more modern? If you are wondering how can I make my bedroom look more modern, from choosing the perfect colors for your walls to deciding on your furniture style and accessories, we have rounded up the best modern bedrooms idea and expert advice to help you to achieve your dream interior design. However, you are looking for main bedroom ideas or are simply hoping to modernize your guest bedroom. When it comes to making a bedroom more modern, your color scheme and furniture choices will go a long way to creating a contemporary look in your bedroom. There are two areas I consider when I want a bedroom to look modern: colors and patterns. When I want a bedroom to look modern, there are two areas I consider when I want a bedroom to look modern: color and pattern. I find the best way to achieve this is by updating the fabrics in the decor of the room. New fabrics create a fresh feel to the bedroom and are a great way to incorporate those elements. Try a newly covered headboard or adding a pair of patterned chairs in the corner of the room. For a natural color palette and architecture furniture. Before you starting creating bedroom, begin by establishing a color scheme. Calming naturals or monochrome are both popular choices. So don't be afraid of a bold pop of color either. Once you have your color scheme in place, you can then use this as a backbone of your design. From here, you can then build up the space with different architectural pieces of furniture and textures. Also, wallpaper the ceiling. Embarrassing bedroom wallpaper trends offers a great way to bring a modern edge to your bedroom design. An ancient wallpaper can transform a bedroom by adding an interesting focal point. The wallpaper will also modernize the bedroom as long as the chosen design is contemporary. Abstract prints are a great choice. The ceiling is an often overlooked part of interior design, with the majority of homeowners gravitating towards white or cream. Decorating the bedroom ceiling brings a contemporary dimension to a room's look, drawing the eye upwards and adding a new texture element to the scheme. Trade the pendant light for floor lights. Lighting is an important element for any room or style. It has the power to control the tone of the room. The most impactful way to give your bedroom a modern edge is with your color palette. One way to modernize a bedroom is to design a bedroom that is based on monochrome room ideas. To make sure this is done successfully, not only are a monochromatic bedroom contemporary, but they are inviting as well. Hardwood flooring over carpets. While bedroom carpet ideas can make a room feel warm and cozy, they can also stand at odds with contemporary design. Consider wood flooring to give your room a more modern edge. If you are looking to Chanel's candy style, then for lighting, blonde woods, light oak doesn't go out of fashion as it works within lots of different styles and brings light into a room, and is great for creating a contemporary interior design style or making smaller rooms appear bigger. For alternative, brown floors come back into style due to the comforting and dramatic look. A great contrast when paired with light colored cabinets, wall and fixtures, which make it a good choice for bathrooms and bedrooms. We have noticed a much higher interest in darker floors this year, and even black is beginning to come back into style. For an exercise for this lecture, you should training your eye for the all interior design we have explained at this lecture, and try to see the difference between each design style. And if you have any question, let me know and I will help you. If you didn't understand any type or any style of what we explained at these lectures, please let me know and I will explain it again in another lecture. So see you soon at the next lecture next week inshallah. At the next lecture we will explain the other interior design styles. We will compare between classic and the new classic, and we will continue all the interior design styles. And how to create a mood board and how to create a material board. This is all for our first lecture. See you soon. Bye.